All right, senior day coming up. Just your thoughts heading into that.
Uh, I don't know, like what to say. This journey has been like really amazing, and when I just think about it right now, it went like really fast. So on Saturday, I think like we really need to focus on that game and get the win. It would put us in a great spot for like postseason. So yeah, I just want us to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, looking at your career here, though, I mean, what are some of your favorite memories, and how happy are you that you chose to come here and play?
I'm really happy because this is really big stage, for any basketball player, and being in this conference, competing like every game, against like really good guys, it's just, great background, for like, every basketball player, and I don't know, it's just, it's a lot of good memories here, a lot of good wins, some losses, they're just like memories that I will remember, like for whole my life, so it will be a lot of memories. Yeah.
How's it been living in Tampa and going to school here too?
I mean, I came from a cold place, so this has been really big change for me, and I don't know, I really love it. Like, I really don't have anything that I can like say, okay, this is something that bothers me, or I didn't like it. So I really love Tampa. Yeah.
How's playing here and playing for Coach Gregory? How have they helped you become a better player? How have you grown in your game?
From day one, since I came here, just like talking to him, talking to coaching staff, and seeing like what they're expecting from me, like putting kind of my priorities on the table, like what I want to be after I finish here, and I just I think I grow as a man and as a player every day. So I think like everybody who follows us, every Bull fan can see transformation of me, and every other player, so.
So what's next for you after your career is done?
I don't know. Hopefully soon after season is done, I'm gonna start talking to like some people and just see what's on the table and see what's best for me. Right now, I don't know. I really don't know, but I know there is something for me there. So I just gotta stay focused on this, finish strong with USF, and then see what's next.
You're a long way from home. It's across the ocean, and a long way away from your family. How supportive have they been throughout your basketball career in the States?
I don't know. Like, I'm really thankful for my parents, my sisters, because even my other relatives, because there is big time difference, and then most of our games are like in the middle of night, and they've been really sacrificing, and I'm really, like, I was really surprised, that much, sacrifice they made for me to watch games, so that means a lot to me, when, they get up, in the middle of night and watch game, and then next day I can talk with them, about the game. It really means a lot to me.
It's the last home game. Just go out there and get the win. Finish the regular season with a bang. That's the main thing.
Is it going to be an emotional time for you? Your thoughts heading into it for yourself?
On Saturday, I don't think it's going to hit me that day, but probably like 2 weeks from now, I'm just going to look back and like, wow, my college career is over, and I don't think it's going to be emotional though.
You've done so much since you've been here and had a memorable experience. What's maybe some of your favorite memories and just your overall thoughts on your time here?
Winning the CBI championship, and I would say it's kind of funny though, like winning the defensive player of the year over Taco. I would say that, and leading the conference in assists and steals, coming in like my first year here, playing in the conference, and that's like pretty amazing to do, because not many people believe I was gonna come out and do the things that I did my first year playing in the conference.
Yeah, how happy are you with your choice of coming here? You have to be ecstatic.
Yeah, I would say coming here was a great decision, change the program, change the culture of things here in Tampa, and hopefully the culture will continue to change as the years go on.
Working with Coach Gregory and his staff, how they helped you become a better player?
They challenged me because they told me what I was coming into, and they pushed me every day in practice. They told me what I need to work on. They made sure I stayed in the gym, made sure I take care of my body, like little things like that, and I would say it was a challenge that I had to overcome.
Going back to the game the other night, I don't think Cincinnati was expecting you to shoot the three as well as you did, but in particular, what was working for you that night for deep?
Basketball, once you hot, and you just never know, like, with basketball. I mean, I guess people play the percentages, I haven't been shooting the ball well this year, but I guess I was just feeling it.
Talk a little bit about Kendrick Davis from SMU. He might be one of, if not the best passer in the league. What makes him so difficult to defend? I'm a big guard, so he's like a small guard, so it's guarding him, you can't be as physical as you want to be with him, but I would say his quickness and he knows the game. I would say that, and I would say he makes the game look easy as like being a small point guard, and I give him credit for that because he's shooting the ball well, he's passing, and he also has he also has a great team, and that finished really well around the rim. So I give him credit. I give credit to SMU. I did. Really good, solid team.
Last March you were battling some injuries and missed a couple games down the stretch. How nice is it this year to be healthy and staying in your rhythm during the critical time?
I would say last year my team, it was tough last year, just knowing that I can go out there and play and help my teammates and lead them to a win. But this year it's been a challenge, but not so a challenge. But just being healthy is pretty much what it's all about. Cause not long college, getting ready for the next step in my life, and just being healthy. That's really great.
You have an interesting pet. You have a snake. What's the snake's name, and how did you decide I'm gonna have a pet snake?
So we stayed where we stay at. We're not allowed to have dogs. So I was saying I don't want a dog because a dog is like a human. So I decided just to get a snake, and I named the snake after Kevin Durant because Russell Westbrook my favorite player, and once KD left Westbrook on his own in OKC, I was man, dang, that's a snake move. So I decided to just get the snake and name him Kevin.
Pretty creative, man.
Yeah. People think it's funny that I got a pet named Kevin. A pet snake named Kevin, and I find it pretty cool, honestly.
Good story behind it.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next stage of your career, you've kind of been through some of the NBA process a little bit. What can you take from that experience over the summer, going forward as you're actually going to move forward through that process?
Honestly, well, first thing first, I saw something on Twitter with what is his name, Marshawn Lynch, and he was the main thing is take care of your money and take care of your own body. That's going to take you a long way. And with the NBA process, that's what they told me I need to work on my body and pretty much in drills knock down shots. And that's what I've been focusing on, just being consistent with things and just take care of my body and just getting ready for the next level. It's been a long 4 years here and it's been a long 2 years here and 4 years in college. 5 years in college. And I would say if I can do it all over, I'll probably make the same mistakes.
Senior day is always tough on everybody, coaches, players, families. But it really should be for us a celebration of these two young men and what they've done in the 2 years that they've both played here. With Antoon, just been a great addition to the program. His work ethic, his every day coming in to get the job done. He's added so much to us. We've had to put him and change him around in some different times, and he's never blinked an eye. He's done whatever we needed to do. And he's been a big part of the turnaround that we've had here in the last 2 years, no question about it. He's going to get his degree in the spring, which is fantastic. And he's going to be able to move on and go play professional basketball back overseas, and he's excited about that. And we owe him a lot, for all the work that he's put in, and just, unbelievable teammate. And Q, more individual accolades, but along those same lines, a guy that has kind of been the heart and soul of the team over the last 2 years, the emotional leader of the team. Kind of encapsulates what, how we want to play, how hard and competitive we want to play. And he's just elevated everybody else because of that. The leading the league in steals, leading the league in assists, the defensive player of the year. He'll go down as one of the best guards that's ever played here. And he's made a huge impact on the program. He'll also get his degree in the spring, which is fantastic. And he's got a bright future in front of him as well. So you get to this point, you celebrate their success, you celebrate the impact that they made, but really you take a step back and just very blessed to have both those guys part of our program.
Got some great home crowds this year already. How important is it to get another one for these guys and to finish strong against a tough opponent?
Yeah, we don't live in a bubble. We understand, lost a tough one the other night and different things. But I always, just really ask those fans that have been such a big part of what we've been trying to build, to come out on Saturday night and thank these two guys and the managers, the senior managers that are graduating as well, for all the work that they've done. Sometimes their imprint won't be felt until down the road. And I know there's no doubt about it that it will be felt. And if we can get everybody out here to thank them, it would be fantastic.
You brought up the senior managers. Most fans have no idea what team managers do. Could you talk about that a little bit, their importance?
They're so, it's funny, in my 30 years now of being an assistant and as a head coach, sometimes those managers, once they're done, their success rate is off the chart, in terms of whatever endeavor they move into. A lot of them get into coaching, a lot of them, in business and education and different things. But they do so much for our program. A lot of self-sacrifice without a lot of reward, at least public reward or financial reward. And they are a huge part of our success. Every day, getting everything ready for practice. Because of our lower numbers, at times they have to scoot in there on the scout team and get the pad out on the big guys and different things like that. There's been a few injuries here and there with that, but they continue to get right back up and keep going at it. They know they have to maintain a really good grade point average because they're here first to get their education, and they've done that. But it's also something every day our guys can look at, because when we talk about serving first, they see that every single day by these young men. And our success, and one of the things we try to build in our program, everybody takes ownership in their particular responsibility. And if they're doing it their very best, then it's adding to the success of the program. And our managers have grabbed that and have done a great job with that.
You always talk about, your kind of guys, bring them into the program. How have LaQuincy and Antune just embraced that and become your kind of guys?
I think first and foremost it comes by being a good man. And treating people with respect and always being honest, being on time. Those are the three things we ask of young men. Because if you do that, it's amazing how good of a person you could be, So you have to grasp that, and those guys have done that in a tremendous fashion. But they're also hardworking guys. They're competitive guys. They're not satisfied with where they're at. They want to get better. Both of them bring it every day in practice and in every workout. Because the best way to ensure success is to build that as a daily habit and make the choices every day to do that. And those guys have definitely done that. They also have a good idea of the big picture in mind. Because when you're in a point like this for us this year, really high levels of frustration can come in. They also understand that this is part of the process. It's never predictable. We've got hit with some unpredictability this year. And so you got to keep fighting, and those guys have done a great job of that.
You talk about keeping the big picture in mind. You're preparing to win a game, and it's senior night. And sometimes there can be unbelievable emotion during those ceremonies. So how do you keep the team focused on, hey, we got to win this game?
Well, I think first you say, hey, listen, this is these guys' last game. And the added incentive is that let's send them out on a night they're going to remember. I talked to some of our younger guys yesterday. I remember my senior night. over helping on the lane line drive and giving up a 3 in the corner to lose the game. I remember that, and that was believe me, that was a long time ago. You always remember your senior night, and you want to finish it out, but also the other guys have to dig down a little deeper for that as well. I've been through enough of them now. There's been some unbelievable performances and some performances that were less than stellar because of the emotional piece to it. That's unpredictable. But at the same time, our job over the next 2 days is prepare as best we can, and for our guys to be emotional, but direct that in a positive manner.
You go back to that first game against SMU back in January, first conference game at Moody. A lot of factors you couldn't control in that sense, but you're at home. A lot more factors you can't control. How do you kind of not let that first game happen again?
Yeah, it was a 4-point game with 3 minutes to go in the first half. They hit a tough kind of a prayer shot at the end of the shot clock, and then they went on a run from there. And we didn't play well those last 24 minutes of that game. And they were playing extremely well at that time. We weren't playing as well. The biggest thing is, and it doesn't really change a lot, our transition defense has to be great because they're dynamic in the open court. You got to really guard the basketball because they can drive you from all 4 spots. And for us, you got to take care of the ball. You have to have quality possessions where you're getting shots up on the rim. That doesn't change too much. That the difference is they're one of the few teams in the league that can play really big and then downsize as well. So you have to have a couple different defensive packages and offensive packages ready for how they're going to play because they'll do both within the game.